Hey y'all, my name's Neil. I'm on the Wildabouts team for the South American Expedition for the World Race. One fear I have about the World Race is living in community. I've been living alone for the last 3 years. I'm an introverted person, so living in close community is something that's never been, it's never defined my life, and so it's something that's going to be a challenge for me. Our squad has 30 people on it, and it's going to be a challenge for me to live in close community and to trust people and to be vulnerable with that many people. That's a fear I have, just living closely and trusting everyone on my team and on my squad. Another fear I have is a fear that in that I will hold back my team. The last thing I want to do on the World Race is limit my other team members and my squad mates. I want to facilitate God's work in their life through this World Race process, just as much as God may be working in my life. So I don't want my fears to hold them back. I don't want my perspective of God or my perspective of Christianity or ministry or how God works, how I've defined God and how I've put God in a box. I don't want that to limit my teammates. And so in that, I'm trying to be very open-minded. But a fear I have is that my past and my personality will be a hindrance to the team. A third fear I have is that I will continue to keep God in the box that I've always known Him to be in, or that I have put Him in. I want during this World Race to experience God in new ways that I never have before. I feel like in this environment, when you're on mission with this kind of purpose, like it's going to open doors for God to work in ways that either I've never given Him credit for, or just for Him to open my eyes to see Him work in ways that He's been working around me all my life, but I've just never noticed. I want to see Him work in powerful ways. I want to see Him work in ways that I hear other people telling testimonies of, but I've never seen Him. And I don't want my finite mind to continue to keep me in my perspective of God limited like I have all these years of my life. So I guess my last fear is that I just want to be willing to see God work in new ways that are outside the ways that I've always heard those in my life describe how He works and how I have seen Him work.
Hi, my name is Morgan Simmons. I'm on Team Wildabouts. And my biggest fear for the World Race was also something that I was most excited about, which was living in constant community, which is something that I've never done before. And I've never been in an environment where feedback and discipleship and community was such a focus. And so I was, and am still a little bit fearful about it because it's very new and because I have a desire to do it well and to be intentional about my time and plugging in with my team, giving positive feedback and remembering the bigger purpose and the overall perspective of why we're doing what we're doing. But it's also a huge opportunity for growth. And so I'm very, very excited to learn from all of my teammates and to spend time with them and to also follow the example of our leadership.
Hey everyone, my name is Fabian Cortez. I'm on Team Wildabouts, and one of my biggest fears going into the World Race is that truly seeing God for who He really is. As part of Western society, I've always had this perspective of what the gospel looks like, but not really living it out with His identity and who He's created me to be. And so one of my fears going into that is knowing that, like, is it true? Is God really who He says He is in the Bible? And living out everyday ministry. I'm afraid that once I get to these other countries or to South America, is that it's not going to be what I think it is. And that it's going to be like Western society all over again, but just with a community of other believers. And so that's my biggest fear, is knowing that, can I really trust God with this and trusting who He says He is and knowing who He's created me to be. So yeah.
My name is Corey. I'm a Waldabout. I'm from Kansas. Going into the World Race, I think that I've got, let's say, 2 fears. One of them is definitely that I'll find a way to mess it up. I think that ties into the other one actually too, is that we'll just overcomplicate the gospel. I think that I've had a lot of issues in the past just with overcomplicating the message of Jesus, and that's just love. And I don't want to scare anybody away from it because it is such a powerful message. And it's life or death. And I just really want to keep that on my heart and in my head the whole time that I'm there. And I know that it's going to be awesome with the team because they're going to be able to help. We're going to help each other in this journey. But overcomplicating the gospel is definitely a fear, and just finding a way to mess it up. I think that the enemy is definitely playing on my insecurities. I'm very performance and achievement driven, but I know that if I give it up to the Lord, He's called me to this, and so He's going to be faithful and give me the words I need to speak, even if it's in a different language.
My name is Madison, and I'm on Team Wildabouts. And going into the race, I think my biggest fear is that during hard times, I will fall into complacency and laziness, and that I will just revert to comfort rather than pressing through it for the Lord. But I know that He's faithful and that He's calling me to this journey to press into the hard times, and so I'm faithful that He will just counteract my fear with His perfect love.
Hey everyone, I'm Allie, and I'm part of Team Wildabouts. And this year, going on the world race, I would say one of my biggest fears, and it's also kind of an excitement, is really pursuing finding my identity in the Lord. And that's ultimately why I was interested in coming in the world race in the first place. And I guess the fear in it is that I won't be willing to change for Him, that I'll hold back when He's really pushing me to be my true self and the person He wants me to be. So I guess just hope that I can work through that and push myself personally as well as have my team push myself and just see what the Lord has in store for us.